Then I took a smidge and applied it down there.
This One's Wife. Extraordinary. Betty on the Bridge. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. This One's Wife has once again been bombarding both of her Instagram accounts with videos and pictures. I'm not going to look at them all. It becomes rather dull in doing so. But one of the videos that she put up does bear analysis, as it tells us yet more about this One's Wife. I've taken away the music to avoid any copyright issues. It's just some jingly jangly generic guitar-based sound to make it seem all light-hearted and upbeat. But let's take a look at the video that she posted. Here it is. What do we see? Well, this One's Wife kicks off with a note to self. Let's do something extraordinary today. She likes these affirmations, doesn't she? Because she wants to be seen as a thought leader. Once again, it's in the foligraphy that we've become accustomed to, with the ridiculous swirls from various letters. You can tell that what she does is she writes, note to self, let's do something extraordinary today. And then she goes back and adds these swirly bits to the letter N, the letter F, the letter L, the H, the D, and the Y. And you can tell because there's breaks in the handwriting. So you can see where, for instance, the F of self is, that there hasn't been a natural swoosh from it, that she's gone back and added it afterwards. Once again, she can't even get the handwriting straight and is a fraud. We get a shot of some berries and then some rather uniform looking apricots. We see what is, I think, granola, and then some more fruit. So far, I don't see anything extraordinary. In actual fact, I just see ordinariness, beige banality that we've come to be accustomed from in respect of this One's Wife. So it demonstrates, of course, that first of all she contradicts herself by suggesting that she's going to do something extraordinary and then proceeds to be ordinary, but it also demonstrates the deluded mindset that she has, that she believes that the contents of this video demonstrate that she's doing something extraordinary. Yes, gathering fruit and showing fruit and serving fruit is extraordinary. Well, it is in the mind of this One's Wife because it involves her. And this encapsulates her narcissism. In a way, and those of you in the United Kingdom will be familiar with this, she has this almost sort of Marks and Spencer's approach. Marks and Spencer's had an advertising campaign that would say something along the lines, "This isn't ordinary honey, this is Marks and Spencer's honey." And this One's Wife adopts the same mentality. These are not ordinary berries, they're this One's Wife berries. This is not ordinary salad, this is this One's Wife's salad. This is not ordinary raspberry spread, this is Soylent Red, this One's Wife's spread. In her mind, everything that she touches, every little thing that she does, everything that she says is magical, wonderful, and infused with joy and whimsy. We see her walking along with a manic grin, which either leads to the conclusion that she's high as fuck throughout the course of the day, or more likely, this is a consequence of what is known as thought fuel. That as she parades along, she's anticipating the reaction of people to what she's doing, and she gains a sudden injection of thought fuel which makes her feel powerful, hence the ridiculous grin. we get to see some more fruit, and then a salad, and then we get to see this one's wife again. Then we get some of the raspberry sludge, Soylent Red. Then we see some bees. Next, we're back to this one's wife, holding a bowl of fruit, barefoot, cloven hooves on display. Then she's walking along, bearing some fruit, and then we see her stood on a bridge. And that's everything. From the beginning of the foligraphy, all the way through fruit, salad, more fruit, this one's wife, fruit, this one's wife, fruit, ordinary, ordinary, ordinary. Where's Harry in all of this? He rarely appears. Why? Well, first of all, she has to be the star of the show. And for all of the criticism that one would direct at her, she appears to be doing something, even if it is just flouncing around her garden, making fruit platters and getting videos of herself. Although I suspect much of this footage was filmed for With Love Meghan and has been interspliced with some other stuff. But what does Harry do all day? Wank like a chimp, smoke pot, play on his PlayStation, doesn't have a proper job. He asses around a bit with Travelist and Better Up, but nobody believes he really does a sort of proper job. And it's not like he's trying to run a fake lifestyle brand or declare himself a fashion icon. Maybe he's just happy to be in the background, living off the millions that he's inherited, wincing as his wife spends her way through it, and clueless as to what he ought to do, because after all, he's never had a proper job. Once again, we see fruit, which is clearly shop bought. The apricots are unholily uniform. And we know she can't cook. We know she buys the fruit. And what does she do? She just reinforces that that's the case with this stupid self-advertisement. Interestingly, when we see Lilibet, this one's wife attempts to be maternal. And what does she do? She strokes and pats her child like a dog. Yeah. Rubbing the back, patting on the head. She doesn't have a maternal bone in her body because she has no emotional empathy. And Lilibet's appearance once again backfires on this one's wife. Notice Archie's missing again. Golden Child is included, as I explained. Lilibet's involved, but not Archie. And all we see is this one's wife exploiting her child again, triangulating her with the audience, treating her like a dog, and she appears to have shrunk again. Yet more backfiring. What do we see ultimately in this video? Well, it's basic influence of porn, isn't it? And she's perfectly allowed to churn this shite out. But what does it actually do? It reinforces she's a basic individual, that she's useless, she's a failure, that she's contradictory. But she will not stop. Utilising footage, creating new footage, and the ease by which she can go to Instagram, she will, as I predicted, keep doing it. And all she will do is keep demonstrating what she is, that she's a failure, that she's a contrarian, that she is a hypocrite. Round and round it will continue. You won't be able to make her stop because her narcissism won't allow her to stop. It's too easy. She's too invested in this fantasy world. The only way you can make it stop is by removing yourself from her, by no longer watching what she does, commenting upon it, and closing it all down, so that you in effect go no contact from her. But what she'll continue to do is churn out videos such as this, make posts of a similar nature showing off products again and again and again. More glimpses from the garden as she wears Wellingtons, which is completely pointless, given the fact that she's not exactly wading through muddy fields. Demonstrating wearing shorts, showing off very white legs indeed. Demonstrating how she wears, clearly, bronzer on other occasions. And showing her repeated failings and her narcissism over and over again. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for watching.